During this video, I will be discussing the directorial style of Tim Burton. This will include his use of lighting, setting, actors, color, editing, and overall cinematography of his films. In his films, the protagonist is often troubled in some way. They're lonely or tormented by someone or something. They're often portrayed as being misunderstood, usually by their appearance, which is often very dark or unkempt, or their behavior. But they're actually quite innocent in a lot of ways, many of the characters. They're very childlike, often curious, and they're usually longing for something more, which you can see in A Journey sometimes, as in with Alice in Wonderland. And his settings they echo what's going on very well. They're very drab at times, but they're surreal. There's always something interesting going on. He really takes you into another world, and that's what's so interesting about his sets, is the detail and the mood that he can evoke with them, especially with his signature darkness. But then at times there's a contrast in light, which is used to show different characters. For example, in Edward Scissorhands, the suburbia, and the contrasting tower that he lives in, which is very dark and, a stark contrast. Again, in Halloween Town and Christmas Town and The Nightmare Before Christmas are two very different places. But he's never really afraid to show that dark side and that surrealism that he's known for. It's this low-key lighting, often a lack of color throughout the film, to show the protagonist as he goes through moods. He's also known for collaborating with certain actors a lot. Johnny Depp and himself are known for working together in multiple movies, at least 7, and he also features his wife, Helena Carter, in a few of them, either as a supporting or a lead actress, and even as the voiceovers for his stop-motion animation pictures. What's really great about Tim Burton movies is he understands how to use these techniques to communicate with the viewer and sort of let them know what's going on. For example, how he uses the point of view shots and the Dutch angle to show what the protagonist is going through. The Dutch angle is sort of when the camera is tilted to the side, and it often shows the protagonist is going through something psychologically uneasy, which happens often in his films. For example, The Corpse Bride, lots of his movies. But the point of view shot helps, again, in seeing what the protagonist is going through, being able to sympathize with them, which is something that happens a lot throughout his stories. It's very important to understand the character, because with the way he has the clothing and the setting, you can see it's dark, it looks scary. You wouldn't think that you're about to sympathize with this main character, but that's why he uses the music and the camera angles and the lighting and all that to sort of show you another side to them, even though he is giving you that first glance that they are scary, like they look weird, they look dark, they've got, Edward Scissorhands has knives coming out of his hands, but at the same time he still finds a way to show you their softer side. Tim Burton's cinematography is very effective for the types of films that he makes. They're usually somewhat related to sci-fi or fantasy type stories, and obviously with the stop-motion animation, he's able to create these worlds physically and film them and really just get into the details and take you into this other world. But what makes him such a great director is he continues this whimsical fantasy even with the actors, the real actors that he films in other movies such as Edward Scissorhands and Sweeney Todd. With his lighting, with his knowledge of certain camera angles and how to evoke a response that way, but also down to the props, the elaborate costumes. He really knows how to set the mood, take you on something different. It's not the classic type of cinematography that we've seen in other Hollywood movies, but it's something that's specific to him that he's really good at doing, and I think that's one of the things that's so captivating, how he uses these techniques to give you something different, take you to a new place, or even if it's something that you think you've already seen, like the suburbs and Edward Scissorhands, he still can turn it on its head with the way he films, And even though he shows it bright and colorful, happy music, you know there's something weird about it. There's something not so nice about these people. And that's just a talent that he has within filming and manipulating the lighting and the characters and everything. He just really knows how to put it all together and put his own Tim Burton edge on it.